Howdy do! Ha! Hey, this is my first Labor Day weekend beer video. And I tossed around several ideas in my head what to do. And then I went over, Chris Becker invited me to come over yesterday and help him with some homebrew. I didn't really help. I just mostly watched him and drank beer. But, I was there for moral support if nothing else. But he also gave me this beer here. It's one of his homebrews. It's his Russian Imperial Stout that he called Tsar Bomba from the largest Soviet or the largest nuclear weapon ever detonated. So anyway, let's pop this bad boy, and I'm going to do something I don't usually like to do, but I'm going to. I'm going to ask you to bear with me while I take a picture of this bad boy because, well, I only have one of them. I only have one, so I need to take a picture. So bear with me while I be unprofessional and take a picture of this beer. A few weeks ago, another friend, Steve, had some of Chris's beer, the Jan's Brown, that I did some videos for. I actually had some more yesterday. He had Keg that was even better now that it's sat a while. It is absolutely beautiful brown ale. Oh, wow. This is actually, I can smell a vanilla bean. He aged this with, it's brewed with vanilla bean, and then he aged it on some bourbon-soaked oak. I can definitely taste it. That's a beautiful color. Look at that. Oh, you can definitely smell the vanilla for sure. Holy crap, in a basket. Wow. Wow. Yowzer. I love the style. I really do. It's one of my favorite styles, especially as we head into fall. As I go from drinking these very light summer-oriented brews, and then at some point it seems like I drink almost exclusively, big thick monsters like this. I'm trying to remember the stats here. 10.2%. I believe it's either 61 or 62 IBUs. Yeah, close enough, right? 10.2. I know this is gonna be brutal. You really can't taste a lot of the vanilla. Vanilla is big on the nose. This was, I believe, from remembering the recipe, that he also uses some cocoa nibs that are also very apparent in the nose, as it were. I don't necessarily smell bourbon specifically on the nose, but I get, well, I mean, it's brewed with cocoa nibs and vanilla. I do get a lot of vanilla characteristics. That could be the vanilla, it could be some from the bourbon. I mean, I get a lot of bourbon characteristics, but not specific bourbon. Does that make sense to you? But when I taste this baby, I certainly taste bourbon big time. Uh, which isn't a negative for me because, well, that's kind of what he's brewing here. When you do something that says it has bourbon in it or it's bourbon barrel aged, you want to be able to taste the bourbon. For me, anyway, because I love bourbon. I love imperial stouts. I love vanilla stouts, and I love anything aged in a bourbon barrel. And this covers just about all those categories. And it is what you expect with the cocoa. You can smell and taste the cocoa. Uh, it is big. It is rich. It is decadent. It is a what I call a fireplace beer. Dinner's done. Now you're sitting and relaxing. Pop this one, watch the fireplace, and call it an evening on a cool fall day. Oh, well, excuse me. Whew. But I debated on what to do, but Chris gave me a bottle list to take home, and I thought, man, I really just want to drink this bad boy. I really do, man. So I said, man, I'm gonna pop this bad boy while I have a moment. The consistency though is actually a little lighter than most of the style, most commercial examples of the style that I've had, and I've had a lot. Most are much more viscous than this. It's not too light. Don't get me wrong. I'm just explaining the difference. It's not watery by any means, and it's not too light, but it does feel lighter than many commercial examples without giving you any names. Mm. Good God Almighty. Wow. Shit, a brick. The flavors on this thing though are on point, man. Oh, it is balanced, meaning no one flavor sticks out more than the other. It all kind of works together in harmony. 61 IBUs. They aren't necessarily apparent, but I'm going to say that it could have been with less IBUs, with less bitterness going on here. Beers like this could be cloying. So I think he brewed this perfect because what he's got going on here does not get cloying at all. Everything blends together. You got the appropriate amount of sweetness. You have the appropriate amount of aromatics. You have the appropriate amount of bitterness. It all comes together at the right time. I know he's planning on entering this in a homebrew competition, and I mean, not that I'm an expert or anything, other than I've drank beer for over 30 years. How about that? I think it's a damn fine beer. I think it should do well in the category. Oh, and as I'm getting near the end of this glass, I am getting some very creamy vanilla going on with some bourbon, and it's just gorgeous, man. Wow. So I managed to stretch this out over about 7 minutes. But so I'm going to sit down and relax and drink the other half of this bottle and really enjoy it. So hey, thank you, Chris Becker, Tsar Bomba, Russian Imperial Stout. This is absolutely beautiful, man. Thank you so much. Holy crap! In a basket, that was good.